and welcome once again to the World of Thaylos.
Oh,
All right, let me. Looks like okay.
Mira!
Hey!
Hey, perfect
Hi.
timing.
hello.
I am in the parking lot still at work, so I'm not at roll 20 right now.
All right,
But
Okay,
yeah,
That's okay.
that's fine.
understandable.
We
my car needs to warm up, otherwise it doesn't drive well. So I'm just sitting in my car.
all right.
Perfectly understandable. We're actually very happy that you could join us tonight.
Even in voice chat.
All
Yeah,
right.
I just feel bad because
I know.
I'm at 8:30, and I thought y'all knew mountain time. Knew I meant mountain time, but
No.
Well, yeah, I wanted to just talk with you privately later, Mira, if you have an opportunity. But for now, um, we can go ahead and do a recap of what's going on, and then we can get started.
All right.
okay,
We're just happy that you're here.
okay,
So, um, as a recap of the last few sessions, the party returned Port Sheridan um, after destroying the orc tribe and revisiting with Lady Marion in her tower. It turned out that Lady Marion had a plan for containing the Lord of Chaos, but she did not know where the location of the that the six would come together. She had everything else planned out, but she needed to know the location. The party returned to Port Sheridan to see if they could discover, and they were able. They entered the city and found it on fire, and a huge fire elemental was attacking the temple district. They were able to fight off the fire elemental, and Loosefang, by sheer luck, made it rain, putting out most of the fires. Some of the buildings in the port were damaged, but the city as a whole was saved. In addition, Marcus made a valiant effort at diplomacy, approached the Temple of Kexoth, and was able to convince the High Inquisitor to lend assistance on on this journey. So now, where we are at this point is um, the party has a number of representatives from Kexoth. Duncan has rejoined the party as well as Father Kearns, and the group together needs to get back to where you think the six will form together, which happens to be the seaside cave back by Gurney Bay at the very beginning of the campaign. So we return to Port Sheridan, and we need to decide what we are going to do next.
I believe Sir Squeaks was following. What was it, Sheik, to the
Yes,
docks.
that's you guys. You guys were wandering off toward that direction, while the rest of the party was up here in the Temple District. Okay, I went ahead and healed all of the party members. Whew, not that much. All right.
Derek is
Loose.
the High Inquisitor, is he?
Derek is the High Inquisitor. Yes,
Okay.
and with him, you he has pledged a small number of representatives of Cakesoft that will be joining you. Um, the general attitude of the priests and inquisitors of Kexoth is that they keep their distance from anyone who represents Orleana. They are um, they are hesitant, but they do see the value um, in working together to overcome the Lord of Chaos. They do have a lot of old prejudices, though, and you suspect that that may play a role in the coming days. All right, so we had Sheik and Sir Squeaks were heading southward toward the docks.
Yep.
Let me. All right. As you go through the city, you can see various places here and there. The fires are out, but you can see that some of the buildings have been damaged, and you can see that some of them are they have some fire damage, and there are embers and ash still hanging in the air.
Nothing too threatening though.
You don't see any open flames, just this damage of the aftermath.
All right.
All right, so Sir Squeaks and Sheik, I'm going to put you guys in the middle of the action here.
Okay.
Heading down this street here, let me reveal that. You come upon a very familiar corner where you see a burned out building that is clearly was clearly not part of today's fires. And you recognize this building as the remains of the Salty Dolphin.
Yeah.
How many times is this man gonna burn this place down?
I'm sorry?
How many times is this orc gonna burn his place down?
No.
This just has not been rebuilt yet.
It just hasn't been rebuilt. It burnt down the last time you guys were here, and it just hasn't been rebuilt.
Poor guy. I hope that the herd of pigs we gave him, he was able to sell for money or something.
We gave him pigs?
Yeah.
Yeah, a whole herd of deviled hams.
I don't remember that.
There was a herd of swine that were underground. You encountered them.
We rescued a herd of swine from some vampires, and we decided that we couldn't keep a huge thing of pigs with us, and because his tavern burnt down, we gave him the herd of pigs to sell and hopefully start a business.
Recoup his losses.
Yeah, recover some of his losses.
That
so
was
that was
so long ago.
It's really nice to us.
We ransacked a vampire hideout, and one of our priorities was save some pigs. All right then.
Were you not here for that?
I believe you were, Felico.
I believe I was. I just can't remember that.
Was Sir Squeaks there for that?
He was.
All right. So
And yeah, Sir Squeaks might remember that differently now that he can think more clearly, but
as the docks come into view, you see a familiar face. A tall, thin, elven man walks the docks back and forth, and you recognize Dockmaster Elrondis, who worked with you previously.
ahoy, Dockmaster.
And he takes a look at you, and his eyes do not recognize you at first, but then you can see that the recognition dawns on him, and he actually seems fearful at first. He says, "Don't tell me you're back in town."
Well, we had to come and recover our ship. Plus, we helped put out a few fires. And this time, we did not do anything too crazy.
So the fires in town were your fault?
No. They were here when we got here.
He nods and actually smiles a bit. A likely story indeed, but that's none of my business.
Well, you are free to ask the priests. Either temple will do, apparently.
What do the priests have to do with the fires?
Well, they can attest that as to our helping to put them out.
I see.
They were there.
Basically, they were there. We were there. There was some flame elementals that were there. By the way, they explode if you hit them too hard.
He shakes his head and gives you a knowing glance. Oh, I've worked with the elementals before, but only the water types. They weren't intent on destroying the city, though. You must have done something to anger them.
Or somebody angered them before we got here. We walked into the city with this mess already happening.
If I'm not mistaken, there was some trouble with vampires the last time you were here.
Well, if I recall, there were vampires here before we got here as well.
Oh, indeed, and they didn't even show up or make their presence known until you passed through town. Rather suspicious, I might say.
Would you rather still have vampires living in your sewers?
We still do have vampires living in the sewers.
Sure, Squeaks is able to do that really well.
Oh. Well,
All right.
in that case, I will proceed to leave the small talk and ask about the ship that we left. Was it a week or so back?
It was a month ago.
A month or so back.
You had a longboat that you brought into shore, but there was no ship.
Yes. The boat, at least, the longboat. Might I ask about it?
It was a catamaran.
The longboat. Let's see. Foloco, if you can message me on exactly what you plan to do here.
I think the boat full of treasures is out.
Okay, no, so
Well,
yeah, so
Treasures
the
is out
boat
in
we
a-
brought into Port Sheridan was the catamaran
The catamaran.
that we used to tug the big boat along in the shallower waters.
Yes.
The big boat is completely unusable because of wood magic.
But we could still go and see if we can loot the big boat, because it might still have stuff on it. I don't know.
May I remind you that we never explored the lower decks on that boat
That is very correct.
for a very valid reason.
Now, the dockmaster still hasn't noticed you, Sir Squeaks, and he is still talking to Sheik.
So
He's-
Squeaks,
So he is asking you, Sheik, what brings you back to the port? Are you seeking passage across the bay?
I had passage if I could obtain my old ship, the catamaran that was here a while that I arrived in. with
I'm
my-
afraid that boat had to be grounded. You paid your docking fee, but that only lasted for 3 days. Once you left town, we had to ground the boat.
Yes. I would like to unground it or obtain similar vessel for a group of people to sail.
I can book you passage on a ship across the sea, but it'll cost 25 gold per passenger. How many passengers do you have?
Well, let's see. There's
1,
Me.
2,
a couple animals,
3, 4, 5, 6,
a bunch of city guards
9,
from
10,
both
11,
both
12,
denominations.
13, 14. At a minimum of 14, I think.
Let's just say that there's a lot.
It might be worth your time just to buy your own ship.
Quite possibly. Actually, if in that case, what would the price of my old ship be? If I could possibly buy that back, I imagine that has been impounded. As you said, grounded.
The ship that you docked here was marked as abandoned 2 weeks ago, and it was resold.
Ah, yes. What is the price of a similar vessel?
We can get you a small seaworthy ship for about 500 gold pieces. Or if you'd like to get a war galleon, that will cost 1,200.
Well,
I don't think we've done an inventory of how much gold pieces we all have.
Last I checked, I do believe everyone is holding the maximum amount of gold that we could have carried off of that boat.
Indeed.
Which
I think that's not everyone.
I,
Because Marcus, I don't think, went down and saw that big pile of gold.
well, you can definitely bet on Rimji, Sheik, and Faluko having had at least 200 gold per on their
Oh,
person.
We gathered quite a bit of gold. Let me see what I I have on my own person real fast.
That does remind me. Maybe we can enlist the aid of that one merchant that had the really awesome gear.
The one that I know
on the
about?
basis of saving the world.
Marcus, do you remember what happened when you went to that shop last time?
Well, when I last saw it,
The shop over in the near the Mage's Tower.
In the Mage District, yes.
Oh. Yes, one of the shop owners gave us a very interesting concoction and turned.
No, not that one.
yeah, he's talking about the shop that I visited with the magic items of extreme potency that I could not afford at the time.
Yeah,
I was trying to sell Foxglove Manor for it. It's a bit of a fixer-upper, but...
All right, the Dockmaster finally turns and notices you, Sir Squeaks, behind him. All right. So, Sir Squeaks, I need you to make a diplomacy roll.
oh no. Not that roll.
You could do
You're,
intimidation.
clearly,
on what you're
you're
going for.
trying not to intimidate him.
Yeah, this ain't gonna turn out well. He's got a -2.
Awesome.
Oh no.
Flat
that's
zero.
He rolled a 0.
Dockmaster is going to have to roll negative for you to
He's rolled a 0. And so now, for his opposed sense motive. All right. No, he is not going to. I'm afraid your diplomacy is not working here. And he,
You
as
sure?
you have not spoken a single word, all he sees is a large dire bat that has snuck up behind him. All right. He jumps 2 feet into the air and puts an arm out in front of you, Sheik, and he says, "Back off, I will handle this creature." And he draws an elvish curved blade.
Oh.
Sir Squeaks just like looks at him, looks at the sword, and then just softly goes, "Boo."
I'm going to just point up, like, fly away, like, pretty vigorously.
Okay, so wait. Sir Squeaks, you're going to say boo?
Yeah. Well, his intent was to scare him. And,
All right, give me
No, not a
an-
diplomacy check, please.
No, this one is an intimidate.
What?
Why are you wanting to scare him, Sir Squid?
This is going poorly.
He's just trying to have fun.
Oh my gosh.
He is not just adorable. He is
I'm
so
not
adorable
I'm just pantomiming.
that he
Get out of
kills
here.
him with adorableness.
Okay, can I honestly say I have never seen an intimidation check that bad? In all of my 30 years of being a dungeon master,
I thought my intimidation checks were bad.
He's so non-threatening. He makes Barkable look like a dire wolf.
I think you emboldened the Dockmaster.
Wait a
You're at your
minute,
business.
Myra, you can
People are
see
at
the chat.
least nervous to go to confession. This is like a
Myra.
dire bot who's just.
yeah, I can see the chat.
I will mean Myra.
Yeah.
Okay.
What
Sir
did he
Squeaks-
roll?
I
Wait,
rolled a
me
nat
just-
1.
Wait, me
Sir
first.
Oh.
Squeaks looks like one of those
Hold
Himalayan
on.
bats. You
All
know
right.
the ones I'm talking
I
about?
Time out, guys.
actually think I roll higher than him in intimidation.
All right. So, Mira, just
And that
for
says something, because I'm a tiny little kitsune.
So, Mira, just for a bit of explanation, he rolled a
chat
negative
it.
1.
Derek, I did chat in
I know.
Yeah, I've rolled higher than that.
Yes.
In
And so,
intimidation.
Renji said, "Wow, he is so adorable, it's terrible." All right. So, Dockmaster Elrondis raises his sword and then cocks his head at you and keeps his sword above his head, unmoving. He shakes his head and blinks at you one more time, and and then he kind of lowers his sword and puts his hand on his waist. And he seems very confused at this point.
Confusion achieved.
I'm just going to speak up with my hand on,
Roll for
on my
confusion.
forehead and be like, yes, we have a raised dire bat now.
Derek,
I am
Derek.
sorry.
I heard you, Renji.
Just let him roll for confusion.
I heard you, Renji.
Oh.
Yep.
Confusion in a roll, but I achieved it nonetheless.
Yes. Okay. So wait. So Sheik, you are explaining. Can you say that again?
So basically, I'm just putting my hand to my forehead and just, I'm just gonna say yes. And we have a raised dire bat who likes to play practical jokes.
So Elrondis, for the first time, takes his eyes off of Sir Squeaks and not turning away from him, but just turns his head to the side so he can speak to you. And he says, "You know this creature?"
Hi, I'm
Yes.
Sir Squeaks.
Yes, he used to be a familiar of a party member, the druid, if you remember him.
That is no familiar.
Not anymore.
Sir Squeaks just says, "Hi, I'm Sir Squeaks."
All right. Then this time he jumps again and squeals.
Oh yeah, he didn't realize I could talk.
And
Well,
so
you
he's.
said "Ooh" earlier.
Do either of you understand Elvish?
Actually,
I
I don't
do.
think I do. Do I have any languages?
Is
Sheik and just Sheik and Sir Squeaks. Do either of you understand Elvish?
I
He
was
is
gonna say
not.
if I was there, I do.
I speak common.
My
I
God,
only
I'm
speak
not there.
common.
Yep.
he's
Mira, it would be cool if you were there, but I'm afraid you're over at the Temple District.
no. Sir Squeaks only knows common and bat.
Okay, so
I
you
don't
hear
think that's gonna help us much right now.
you hear a stream of Elvish words that you do not understand, but his face has gone surprisingly a little more pale than he already was. Finally, he regains his composure after a moment, and he backs up into the alleyway, and he looks at both of you in turn. He swallows hard and then finally lowers his blade, but does not put it away. And he says, "Remind me what you wanted here at the docks."
Passage out of the city. I want to head back to where we came from. Remind me that port town.
Gurney Bay.
Gurney Bay. Yes.
So you want to cross the bay. That's a day and a half journey by boat.
Yes, and I need a boat that can hold a relatively small army at this point.
You need a ship that can hold an army. If you have an army, then the 25 gold per person is going to cost you more than buying your own boat.
Oh.
Well, let's just buy a
You know
boat.
what? I'm gonna go talk to the priests again. I feel like this is a matter that they perhaps would be interested in helping to fund.
Sir Squeaks approaches Sheik and says,
Yes.
I don't know math, but if boat costs less, why not buy boat?"
Yes, we'll buy a boat, but first we must amass the funds for it. He said 1,200 gold for a.
For a warship or 500 gold for a small schooner.
All right, I'll take that information back to the priests.
"Bye, funny man." And Sir Squeaks flies off.
He
All
is
right.
noticeably perturbed and doesn't seem to want to talk to you. All right.
Sorry, Doc Master. He was raised by Orleana within the last week, and he's still getting used to his new intelligence.
He shakes his head and kind of glares at you, but you can't tell if he's angry or simply surprised. The action moves back to the Temple District. All right. Assembling in the courtyard of the Temple District are the messengers of Kexoth.
And Sir Squeaks lands.
So,
After having done like a full day of just diplomacy, I kind of weakly shake to say I'm really, really tired.
okay. So first you have Lord Derek, who is the Grand High Inquisitor of Kexoth. You have
Sir Squeaks, go back with the news about the boat.
He's getting there.
several priests of Kexoth, and then you have a number of inquisitors of Kexoth. Joining you from the Temple of Kexoth are 7 additional people. 3 inquisitors, 3 priests, and Lord Derek himself. So if we could count up what kind of crew complement, passenger complement we're going to have for this boat. Sheik, did you make it back? No, I don't think you did.
No, I would still be traveling there.
We're looking at 18 times cheaper than buying a boat.
So actually, if you have 18, that's 450.
Wait.
So you could book passage, and it would be slightly cheaper than buying your own boat.
If we buy our own boat, we can go back for the other ship.
Wait.
And
about,
loot it
like
or
20,
something.
I guess.
I guess it is cheaper, ain't it?
I don't know. All we need to do is we need to get to Gurney Bay and save the world.
Well, why don't we just buy the boat then?
All right. So who are you going to discuss this with?
The Kexoth people, because they probably have money.
Okay. Now, I need you to make a knowledge of religion check, Sir Squeaks.
Probably. Oh dang, Mira's not really here.
No,
I'd say Mira should probably discuss this.
I can have Mira. I can do a roll on Mira's behalf if we want to do that.
Actually, I'm home now and I'm at my computer.
Oh,
Fantastic.
Yay!
That's why I was really quiet. I was driving.
Yay!
Good choice. Good choice.
Okay.
Sure.
You want me to come up and talk to him?
That would be good if you could. However, Sir Squeaks, you are aware in the basic tenets of the believers of Kexoth, they believe in productivity and industry. And so the likelihood of them having resources and funds is actually a higher likelihood than those of who adhere to Orleana. Mira, yes, you are
Her
also.
name or her health bar, by the way.
No, you don't have. Does Mira not have a name or a health bar? I see it. Why can't you see it?
Nope.
I don't see
Well
it.
then, let me see if I can fix that.
Hey, that's the same character model as what's his face that got stabbed and burned in the mansion.
I suppose. Okay, so we show nameplate for Mira. Okay. And
Still
player
don't see it.
permissions can see it. Okay. How about that? Can you see it now?
I can see the health bar, but not the name.
Not the name, huh? Well, that's really weird. Okay. Not really sure why that's happening because I have it checked so that you can see it, but we'll leave it at that. Okay, Mira, with your role, oh, there you are. Okay, I see your name. I see your nameplate now. With your role, you actually are able to understand a bit more than Sir Squeaks. Having grown up surrounded by religion and being an adherent to Orleana, you were taught in the basic tenets of the belief in Kexoth. Although you realize now that it was biased, that it always put Kexoth and their believers in a negative light. but you do know that being the god of industry and productivity, they also are prone to mine in the earth and take resources because they believe that Kexoth provided these things to them for their use. And Orleana is more um, she's more prone to having you cooperate with nature and to work with nature instead of simply extracting from it.
Mm-hmm.
So you are also pretty sure that as far as resources go, even though that kind of turns your stomach to think about this, as far as resources go, the those who believe in Kexoth are more likely to have what you're looking for.
Having landed, Squeak's like, hey, we got a money number for boat. And Squeak's
Lord
paused.
Derek is scratching his head and looking at you and saying, and then he actually turns to you, Mira, and he says, "Do you understand what he's talking about?"
Yes, I do. He's
Can,
talking about getting a boat to go across the bay, and he figured out how much that would cost.
Squeaks pauses for a second, says, let me remember. 500 for small boat and 1,200 for big boat. Or he pauses again and then remembers. Oh yeah, 18 per person. Or thing or animal.
It's sounding really choppy.
yeah, you're breaking up, Feluca.
And is someone echoing?
No, someone's echoing from me.
I thought it was
Myra.
25 per person.
Yeah.
It's Myra.
Yeah, I'm echoing off of Mira.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay.
Sorry about that.
Okay. So Lord Derek removes his helmet and holds it at his side. And he says, "You are proposing that we come and help you save the world from the Lord of Chaos. We did agree to that. But now you're asking us to give you hundreds of gold pieces to buy a ship."
No. It's either 18 per creature or person for passage, or you could just buy one for 500 and then keep it.
All right. So, Sir Squeaks, why don't you go ahead and make another diplomacy roll?
Oh no.
Have somebody else do it part.
Yeah. Well, Sir
Yeah,
Squeaks, you keep
I-
trying to be the
Is there
diplomat.
Is there anything to do with the echo?
The echo's coming from Mira.
Yeah, Mira, we've got an echo coming through your speakers or something.
She probably has her mic near her speaker.
Yes.
Well, I'm on my phone, so yeah.
That's better.
Yay! It wasn't a -1.
Okay. Wait, what does it say? Why? Oh, you rolled a 13. So you've got an 11 on diplomacy.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Can I roll to assist?
You can roll to assist. Yes.
Please.
Go ahead.
Please. Thank you.
All right. So his opposing sense motive is a 13, and you know what, Mira? When you assist, that gives him a +2, and that does succeed.
Yay.
Yay!
And that gets it up to a 13. Oh my gosh, I just had a cat jump on my computer desk and flop down right next to my keyboard.
So basically, Sir Squeaks is proposing that they keep boat because they like stuff.
So you're saying that the priest of Kexoth should buy the boat, provide passage, but they get to keep the boat.
Yeah, why not? I mean, they might die anyway.
I don't know if I would sell it that way.
That's not very encouraging.
Why? He
mean,
obviously doesn't say that last part.
I would sell it because then they could have access to other resources because they would have a consistent passage across the bay.
Or fishing.
Oh, you're gonna
boat
try and convince them that the boat can be an investment that they keep?
Well, that's the idea.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, Mira. T- that is actually pretty ingenious. What exactly would you say in this case?
Because if they
Also, if you
buy
want
the
to pay
boat,
for it,
then they can charge for passage, and then they make money off of boat.
Well, I was thinking because then they would be open to not just the resources here, they would be open to the resources across the bay and in other areas around the bay.
All
So
right.
it could be actually a very nice investment for them because they could have access to other resources and therefore offer more things in their industry.
Okay, so first, Mira, because this feels so wrong to you, what you're suggesting to them, I need you to first make a bluff check so that you can
Okay.
hide your disgust at it.
Oh, please don't
Yeah.
ask me to make a bluff check.
And then second, I
Okay.
need you to make a diplomacy roll.
Okay.
Mira! Woo! That's fantastic.
Looks like she's a good liar.
This is not lying. This is just hiding your disgust.
What?
Oh my gosh, two!
Do not roll.
Guess they're buying a boat.
Mira, this has been fantastic. I knew it was a good.
what is the diplomacy critical for 3 20s in a row? I'm just curious.
Wow, no, there's no special effect. But
Wait,
wow,
wait. While we're
is
at it,
super
can you
impressive.
also convince him to buy us all of the magical stuff from that one merchant and roll a 20?
Wow,
Yes!
wow. Okay, I wouldn't push your luck. All right,
Just
Your
let's
luck.
stop there.
all right. So,
Push
all right,
luck.
he's gonna do his opposed sense motive.
Question. Just
Yes.
roll for fun.
Roll for fun.
What if he rolls a
What,
nat
for me?
24?
Roll again?
Yeah,
Yeah.
just roll for fun. Like it
Yeah.
doesn't count.
Just do a roll. It won't count, but we're gonna see if you get a third nat 20 in a row.
Okay. For what? Diplomacy or
Yes,
what?
diplomacy.
Wait. If we're doing that, what does she get if she's successful?
Nothing.
Just
Okay.
roll for fun.
Yeah.
Once more.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So not third 20 in a row, but okay. Here is his opposed sense motive check. All right. He is not going to succeed. Therefore, wow. Between you and Marcus, you have actually run quite the number on the followers of Kexoff here.
Oh, by the way, so
Well, I mean, I do have proficiency in diplomacy, so it makes
You do.
sense. But the bluff was a surprise because I don't have proficiency in lying.
All right. So Marcus, what were you saying?
So I wrote in the chat Marcus's actions right
I
next to
saw
Duncan.
that.
What does he say or do with that?
So you are, because you really spent yourself trying to talk some sense into Lord Derek. You're exhausted from the effort. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, he's shaking and exhausted, leaning up against Duncan.
Very good. All right. So let me resolve that in just a moment because I'm actually going to resolve this roll from Mira first.
Okay.
Okay. So Lord Derek looks down at you, Mira, because he actually is a couple feet taller than you are.
How tall is he?
Short people problems.
6'3".
He's not
Wait.
that much taller than me. I'm
How tall is Mira?
5'7".
5'7"?
Oh, I thought you were in the 4 range. I'm sorry.
No, I'm like 5'6".
That's me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, Mira's actually on the taller end. She's like
Very
right in the
good.
middle.
If she
Very
was
good.
4'8",
Compared
she'd have
to-
to ride in a child seat.
Oh.
I mean,
But no,
like
so he is
compared to
kind
most
of
of the
looking down
members.
at me, but not really.
Well,
All
I
right.
mean, like compared to most of the other members of the party, that's
Yes. Okay. Granted.
I mean, Sir
So-
Squeaks is
I am
like
one of the
6,
taller ones.
7 feet tall.
Lord Derek looks down at you with some begrudging admiration, and he says, "You have made your case, young one. Surprising as it is that you are a follower of Orleana, I should think that such suggestions would be beneath you. Nevertheless, I will consider your offer. And he turns and begins to consult with the other followers of Kexoff.
I give him a short little bow as a thank you, sir, and I turn and I let him begin his discussion.
Okay. Now, Duncan, on the other hand, he stands firm and rigid as a support for you, Marcus, and he realizes that you have spent yourself quite a bit. He cranes his head around to speak to you, and he says, a bit winded, are we? If you'll hold on for just a moment.
Yes, just a bit tired.
No, what I'm saying is if you could just have a seat on the ground there.
Okay. I just plop down.
Plop.
All right. You are actually quite surprised that he raises his hoof up to your forehead.
I dub thee.
He said, I assure you this will not hurt. And he lays a very heavy and uncomfortably large hoof against your forehead that actually dwarfs your face.
All right.
And you can feel a soothing power flowing from him as your exhaustion noticeably melts away from you.
It's a lay on hoof.
Essentially, yes.
It's a lay on.
There is what's called as a paladin gets to a higher level, their lay on hands gets what's called mercy effects, and one of those mercy effects is to dispel fatigue.
Huh. Cool.
Useful.
Quite useful, actually, and the more advanced ones you can use it to dispel fear, to dispel paralysis, to dispel disease.
Interesting.
Yeah, they're actually quite useful. Hey, kitten! I have a kitten who's bugging the big cat, and I'm trying to get him not to bug the big cat. Hey, Peanut, this is not okay. No, you may not do this.
I love how you're using your dad voice on him.
No.
So I
Am
guess
I using my dad voice?
Yes, you did.
You're using your dad voice.
Oh gosh, maybe because I'm a dad. I don't know.
It's
It's
a
nice.
habit. It's okay.
It's normal. It's normal.
All right,
It's
so
so funny.
give me a minute. I have to take care of this interaction here. Hold on.
You have to discipline your fluffy child.
Hey, buddy.
He has multiple fluffy children.
Are you going to be nice? She is not doing anything wrong. She is simply laying down.
We can hear the cat.
All right. Are you gonna let her?
Dad
gonna let her
voice,
lay
I
down?
told
No,
you.
no good. Sorry.
He uses this whenever he talks to the cats.
Bad
Dad
kitty.
voice.
Go to bed.
Okay, guys,
Dad voice.
I have to bounce for a bit. I will be back later.
All right.
Bounce,
right.
bouncily.
I'm afraid young Peanut got banished.
Oh.
Oh.
He got
Because-
put in timeout.
No, not in timeout. He what I had to do, I actually brought him up to the other cat. We're getting echoes again, Mira.
Okay. There's not much I could do about that.
All right.
Well, you did something about it before.
I didn't do anything. It just comes and goes.
That's odd.
Okay,
Okay.
she's back.
All right. Anyway, so I put him up to the other bigger cat, and he actually swatted at her, and she swatted at him. So I said, no, no good.
Put the youngin' in his place.
So I put him out. I put him out of the room and shut the door. All right.
Disciplining the cats.
Oh, I have to sometimes.
Yeah.
Use your dad voice on him.
All right.
Yeah.
So Lord Derek returns.
Chica will be back in a few minutes.
Very good.
She's family thing. Prayer script.
And that's okay.
Okay.
All right, Lord Derek returns. He looks to see where Sir Squeaks is and sees that he has moved away from you, Mira, and he actually nods in approval.
He's now riding Duncan again.
Indeed. So, young priestess, I did not catch your name.
It's Mirai, but you can call me Mira.
Very well. Mira, we have agreed to your request on the condition that we are in command of the ship.
Let me discuss this with my party members, if that's okay with you.
Very well.
Back in one moment, sir. I come around to the party and I sort of just tell them what his condition is.
So, the followers of Kexoth have agreed to pay for this ship. They will have ownership of it, and they will have, for lack of a better word, captainship. So they will be in control of the ship, and you will simply be passengers on board. Um, they have vocally agreed to help you in your quest to defeat the Lord of Chaos, but that's all you have is their word. So what does the party want to do?
Yes, Mira wants your opinions.
Yeah, that's fine.
Renji is totally okay, totally on board.
No, I just don't care. Like,
Oh, you don't care.
either way, it's fine.
I'm
All right.
thinking it would be okay.
That sounds fine.
Yeah, but I would like it in writing that they are going to help us.
Make
Yeah.
them
We need a
incent
good contract. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
demonic.
I think we need, in order
Let's make
for
them-
this to work, we need both the followers of Kexoff and Orleana to work together.
So-
Make it a blood contract.
The followers of Orleana that you have with you at this point are Mira, Father Kearns, Duncan, and Nutmeg.
Mm-hmm.
And
Right.
then the followers of Kexoth are all under Lord Derek, and clearly they are much more loyal to him than to you.
They aren't loyal to me.
Well, why would they be? They hardly know you.
I mean, that's fair. I just didn't think you'd put it so bluntly.
All right. So, what does the party want to do? This may be your best shot, but you don't know if you can trust these guys.
I think you have to. I don't see another way.
Let's be pirates.
Right.
Let's be pirates.
So at this point, Father Kearns, he puts his hand on your shoulder, Mira, and he says, "Young priestess, this is the most promising prospect that we have, and the fact that they have admitted to being willing to work with us is something that has never happened before in all the history that I know. I say until they show us otherwise, we should trust them."
All right. Have command of the ship.
And then Duncan pipes in and says, "Aye, until they decide to dump us overboard in the middle of the night."
We'll need to keep some life jackets just in case. I
Sir
just
Squeak
chuckle.
mentions to Duncan, I don't know if they can dunk you over.
Well, I'd like to see them try, but I'm not going to say that directly to them.
Alrighty. So Mira's gonna now head back over and say
I will.
deal.
I
You
will
gonna go
walk
with
over
them?
with you,
Very good.
Yeah. And I will say we need a contract.
The two young diplomats.
Yep.
Sir Squeaks will
Can I roll
not
the-
attempt to help.
Very good. Okay. So, Marcus, what exactly are you going to say to Lord Derek here?
I'm going to say, we agree to your terms, but we
Would like it a
demand.
contract.
Blood. Make it a blood contract. Sorry,
Oh,
can't
it
fit.
doesn't need to be a blood contract.
Are you sure about that?
But if they
No.
go,
I rolled a diplomacy check. Too.
Wait a second. Mira, are you stacking the dice here?
No, I'm not.
I swear you're stacking the dice.
yeah, you're
Hi.
Teach me thy secrets.
Very good.
Try then.
Mara,
Yeah,
when did you get into dice making?
it's just my normal skills. I don't have any bonuses or anything in there.
All right, well, so Mira. Okay, so Marcus, you're in diplomacy 14. Mira, you're diplomacy 23. And you're trying to convince him to actually write out a contract. His
Yes.
opposed sense motive roll comes out to a 17, which is not enough. So he considers for a moment and he says, "Fair enough." And he turns to one of the priests and he asks them to quickly write up a document that assures the following conditions. 1. Upon purchase of the ship funded by the followers of Kexoth, complete ownership of the vessel will be immediately turned over to the Temple of Kexoth. Item 2. The first use of this vessel will be to cross the bay to find the location of the joining of the six into the Lord of Chaos, and to bring all passengers to contain and prevent said event from happening.
Maybe
Item
make another Maybe we make another request.
Well, let me finish. Item
Okay.
3, upon completion of said quest, full ownership of the vessel will be retained by the Temple of Kexoth, and any further passage by any other third parties will require a passage fee. What do you wish to add to this?
plus safety on return, safety on travel.
That's embedded in number 2.
That's implied. That's implied.
Right. That was actually what I was intending to state, that no harm shall come to the other party members that are not the followers of Kexoth.
Okay, make a diplomacy roll, Marcus.
Can I roll to assist?
Yeah, you can.
Great.
I swear if you get another nat 20.
You've got to beat a 24.
She
Oh,
can't
did you
even with,
roll as opposed?
she can't even with 33.
Yeah.
With the, like,
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Oh.
It barely makes it. It barely skips a barrel.
He lowers his eyebrows and he says, "Isn't that implied in item 2 that you're not going to be any use to us containing the Lord of Chaos if you don't make it there?"
I guess you're right, sir. We would just like to be sure.
No! Bad Renji.
Oh, so Renji, you're going to try and intimidate Lord Derek. What are you going to say?
Just
Renji, no!
we want safety.
Renji.
Okay, go ahead and roll an intimidate check.
Fuck.
Can you watch the language, please?
No, I mean, really.
No, really.
Sir Squeak said no.
Derek,
Yes, sir.
that.
What is going on there? Can you close it?
It's not loading.
Oh, I see. Your character sheet's not loading. Do you want me to roll it for you?
What roll do I have to make to cancel this out?
Wait.
Yeah, I was
wait.
gonna say Sir Squeaks just went and tackled Renji.
All right. So
No,
wait,
no.
Renji,
Wait,
tell me
wait.
what you wanted to do.
I did. I want to hold this. Yes, one. Not intimidation.
Okay.
I was
Oh, so you're
confused.
rolling diplomacy a 6.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
So his opposed sense motive roll is more than a 6, and so he simply ignores you.
Then intimidate.
Force and
Because I know
movements tends to stay in movement. What's happening?
Okay,
All right,
of course,
Sir,
of course. Of course
Sir
it works.
Squeaks. Well, actually, I'm going to allow Sir Squeaks to make a grapple check on Renji.
Oh, I love grapple checks.
I'm not sure this is going to turn out well.
But I
Oh boy.
wait,
Oh.
Derek. Wait,
Okay, hold
Derek.
on. Go ahead, Renji.
I can dodge.
You can what? You can dodge, yes. However, in order to do that, you need to give me a reflex saving throw and beat a 24.
Nope.
Nope.
So,
It just
Renji, before you are able to intimidate Lord Derek, you are tackled from behind and held on the ground by a large dire bat.
Question: how big is Renji, height-wise and
All right,
width-wise?
let me look that up. I thought he was over 7 feet, but let me check.
we never specified.
Never did?
Nope. It's empty.
You're right. We never did specify.
Oh yes, it's medium size.
Yes, you are medium, but you're on the high end of the medium.
Okay. May I
Yeah.
remind you that Sir Squeaks is considered a large animal, is 6 feet tall, and his wingspan is 15 feet wide.
That is correct.
He is basically an umbrella holding Renji down.
An umbrella. I love it. All right.
I kind of intervene at this point and say, please forgive our other party members.
I'll say, please forgive our other party members.
Ooh.
We are crude in nature on occasion.
Holy cow. All right.
Sir Squeaks like, nope.
Nope. All right. So while this little melee, this little tussling match is going on over here. All right.
Should I
Lord
give a
Derek.
diplomacy check to try and smooth it over?
Okay. Lord Derek, actually, he is ignoring what's going on over there. So he actually holds the contract over to you and Marcus, and he says, "So, is this something that you can be satisfied with?"
I look to Marcus and I say, seems fair to me.
Well, we don't have much of a choice otherwise.
This is the
As long
best
as we
we
are able
have.
to get, yeah,
I,
as long as we are able to get their help.
I assume you have authority to sign on behalf of these others. Wow, oh, Luca, you're amazing.
I pull my giggle a little bit and then I say, yes, sir. I will sign on behalf of my party members.
Yes, I will second that notion.
All right, then everything is in order. He also signs below your name, and
What the heck?
and he folds up the contract and actually hands it to you, Mira. Reggie, you're jumping over the wall. What are you doing, dude?
I had to button hold without holding it.
All right. So you have successfully arranged passage, gotten someone else to purchase a ship for you, which I'm actually pretty impressed by.
Renji, you're still underneath me.
And obtained a small army to join you as you hurtle toward your final destination
Oh no,
across the bay.
not our final destination.
All right. So, having made all of the arrangements and decided, you quickly gather any supplies you may need and enter into the ship with Lord Derek in command. All right, let me go ahead and move you.
Mira seems very happy.
Indeed. I'm pretty surprised. You guys
So
did
this,
quite well there.
So this is the session at the end of session.
No.
We are almost there, almost the end of the session.
Like it's good. It's a good break point for the.
You're right. It is a good break point. So let me get to that point in just a second.
Because we can do like a DM private thing, like stacking up.
All right. So just a minute. I'm trying to. All right. Get it to the point where I can reveal the areas. Okay. Let me make sure I've got everybody on there.
Now are Nutmeg and I still in the Temple of Orleana?
You and Paprika, let's see, Paprika, Nutmeg, and Loosefang, you are joining them on the ship.
Okay.
We gathered you and told you the good news.
That's where we
Indeed.
had been.
Yes. So let me actually gather people together so that I can
Copy paste.
copy
Wait.
paste. Yeah.
Since I overpowered a Dragonborn, does that mean we're friends now?
No, not necessarily.
Can I swat Renji on the head for that?
You can try, sure.
Oh no.
Okay, it's gonna be a more annoyance swat than anything. It's not gonna be like I want to hurt him swat.
Bad
A
bap.
Gibbs slap.
Dibs.
You're gonna bap him on the head.
All right.
No,
Let me.
Gibbs
Okay,
from
so what do I do? Just
inside.
roll melee?
All right. You're gonna have to roll a melee 2-hit roll. I want to make sure we have everybody here. So, Mira, Marcus, Renji, Duncan,
Okay.
Sir Squeaks, Lady Amen. Holy cow, Mira! I don't think that's enough to hit him. What is your armor class, Renji?
24. It's 26.
Yep. So, Mira, you're trying to slap him, but essentially your paw bangs across his armor and you do no damage.
Question: what's Maria's?
I still make my point.
Question: what's Maria's AC?
You I'm not
Oh,
sure. I'm not sure I'm allowed to tell you that.
Just say
However, let me take a look.
You'll just have to try and see if you
I
can
know
break
Sir
it.
She's
Squeak.
I did
Yeah,
not
me-
lie.
Mira is up at 20.
Really?
Yeah. All right.
Sir
So
Squeak's
if I
is at
move everyone
24.
over, let's make sure that I've got everybody.
Oh gosh.
Why are
Really?
you hitting me?
No, because you tried to smack him, so he's smacking you back because he's rude.
I don't.
Turnabout.
I don't roll for damage, so it's not a
No.
hit that hits. It's just more like a fall
I
over.
literally did it because you almost sacrificed our deal. So I'm showing you how annoyed I am that we almost lost our contract.
All right. Can everybody see this?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you confirm that your characters are there? I see Raylan Fluffles, Nutmeg Paprika, Loosefang, Sheik, Sir Squeaks, Father Kearns, Duncan, Marcus, Lady Ament, Mira, and the followers of Kexoth. Yes, I think we've got everybody there.
I think we're all there.
All right. A day-and-a-half journey begins as you make your way across the bay back to your starting point. And at that, we will end this session for tonight. I am wanted to ask, how does everybody feel about having a session next Wednesday evening?
Wednesday
And with
evening. That sounds
one
okay.
If
Yeah.
we can do it at around our normal time, hopefully not too much later if we have to.